things that kind of just go together. Yes, they are synonymous with each other. Thank you very much, Medic. And yeah, I think that what we have from Gen.G is a very strong team fight comp. I think that's very easy. Klid can be the one to offer protection. I'd be surprised if they looked for a dive onto Wonder. But I think the main goal here from Klid is to just offer a little bit of safety. Oh, he's looking for that gank.
Wonder missed the stun. Rascal's just going to put a huge amount of damage down here onto the Chameleon. And Klid flashes in, flash away from Wonder. Just about escapes. Here comes the teleport actually as Caps looks to join the fray. Has that extra movement speed from the home guards, has the stun card locked in. They dive onto Rascal. Rascal gets a stun once again, and first blood goes Gen.G. Answered quickly by G2. BDD's teleported in behind him, and Wonder has to dash behind his turret. Caps caught out by 2, nowhere for him to go. The Emperor slides in and gets his first kill of the series.
To show how poor level 1 plays can really punish you in the laning phase, and losing that flash from Mickey hurt him a lot, but now G2 on the offensive again.
Hexagon made him into the Destiny. Stormbringer will not save the volley bear for now. There's a kill in the top lane.
Skirmish, and Gen.G recognized that, but Ruler may have slipped up.
Ruler has cleanse. I think it was a blue card that was locked in. There's the cleanse. Ruler gets underneath the tower, but already he is down.
He doesn't quite have the wave clear to stop, and that's going to be mid-tower going in favor of Gen.G. I really like this a lot. Going to make it a lot harder for Caps to roam as we see another gank in the top lane.
Spear goes wide. Jankos not able to get in the midst of the fight yet. I think he cancelled a couple of auto attacks, and Wonder, well, he has to walk away as Rascal just gets back to the safety of his tower. This means that now Klid knows that the jungle is on the top side of the map and can just start up that dragon. And because the mid lane tower is down, the Sun Disc arises and the Emperor says, "You shall not pass this point, little minions." Gaining Gen.G even more control over this bottom side jungle.
Now, this isn't all too surprising, Medic. If you have a look at the...
They thought it was a bad fight for them. Gen.G going to take their third at only 18 minutes, Vedius. 23 minutes will have an Infernal Soul on the cards for Gen.G. And although G2 have won a game versus a Soul already this tournament, it is a very precarious situation to be in.
Yes, I would agree. Typically, if you can avoid it, you don't want to give away of risks. They're very controlled. They recognize the strengths of their composition, but now they might have been caught out.
Destiny coming in. Klid is already down before Caps can even join.
One side of the map does not belong to him. So, good pick from G2, recognizing the mistake, and they've now got themselves
so far. Just wanted to highlight he is a beast as the Destiny comes in. Klid, once again, the one they're looking to catch out. Life going forward. There's the stun on Klid. Babby caught out in the jungle and taken down. Life will follow shortly after, and here the picks. G2 have been looking for. The curtains open. Mickey flashes the wall. BDD is sniped by Perks.
From both teams trading sides of the map, looking for picks here and there, has now exploded in G2's favor as they lock down the Baron and get themselves a 5,000 gold lead.
Ruler and Rascal looking for the push here in the mid lane. They will be able to get one tower, but Perks is on the hunt. The flanking Jhin is the deadliest as he looks to try and catch out Ruler. Perks has flash. There's a blast cone there for Ruler as well. Perks will not flash forward, but lands the deadly flourish. Wonder coming in as well. Ruler's already used his cleanse. Wonder has the flash, has the knock-up, will land the stun. The Hexagon made him make sure Ruler can go nowhere.
It's so easy for Mickey to collapse on the squad as well. And G2, they never fell prey to going for those 5v5s early. They never tried to kind of go for those situations where Gen.G could win. Instead, they waited for Gen.G to be moving around the map, trying to set up vision, trying to catch a wave, and then they looked...
Deadly Flourish will connect Stormbringer, though, will make the bear unstoppable. The curtains open, and one shot connects. Second and third miss as the fourth comes down. There's the stun card. Fourth shot obviously going to hit on a stationary target, and Rascal just going to try and clear out these minions. Mickey, I'm not sure you need it.
They have a wave bot, but there's no wave in mid, so BDD can actually take this tower without really being punished. Remember, the Azir is going to be very... Ooh, hang on. Rascal spawned in 10 seconds. Okay, so I thought that Klid would actually use his ultimate and they'd look to set up a flank, but Gen.G don't actually Twisted Fate as well. Notice how they use their pick power.
Fate's cool.
Wow, are they really committed to this?
Life. There's the Cosmic Radiance. Wonder dives onto the backline, and Life is already dead before the ult can even come down. They committed. The sleep comes down onto 2. Actually, 3 members of G2 as Caps now steps forward. Very low on mana, but gets it all back. I think he used a clarity there, has a stun card for BDD, who pops the stopwatch. Mickey's dived onto the backline. G2 looking for another one of their fights as they take down 2 early on. The Destiny looking for that flank position as Cap steps forward. Klid low enough to be hit with a single card. Teleport up towards the top lane as G2 continue their advance through the river. Ruler has nowhere to go. Wonder chases him down and slices him up with his legs. And now Rascal, the last one on the menu. G2 get the ace in the top lane.
And what an ambitious fight start from Gen.G. They had no control around the dragon, but they knew that they had to make that Hail Mary play. If they didn't get a good fight, there was no way they were going to get it, and they end up... have the smite. Oh, of course, because the Nidalee's going to go get the Dragon Soul, but they're kind of spreading their resources thin.
Okay, G2 have overinvested towards this Baron. Nidalee went towards the Dragon, G2 back off it. Seeing that the teleport came out from BDD, they will get the Dragon. They'll stop Gen G from having any chance.
Because have a look on your screen, you can see that Gen G coming into the Baron.
Destiny spotted him out. Wonder on his way, doesn't have the teleport to join the fray. Caps gets a stun card. You can see Rascal locked out. BDD flashes forward, lands onto Perks. There's a dazzle. The cleanse doesn't get him away, and there's one kill already for Gen G. Mickey coming from the side as Wonder dives onto the BDD on the back line. 2 for 2 so far as Caps now going to step forward. Clid low, life low. Everyone on Gen G's low. G2 take them all, and 3 survive.
Wow, that fight initially looked quite good for Gen G. They were able to shut down Perks almost immediately, but the gold gap is too big. Caps one-shot Ruler with a single card. Wonder and Mickey doing so much damage. Support Pantheon, more like carry Pantheon, as G2 are going to look to secure game 1 with a 19-4 kill score.
15 seconds left on life, but I don't think he's going to be able to defend versus the oncoming storm that is G2. It was a close game until it wasn't, Vedius. From 300 gold, the difference, to 12,000 at the end as G2 send a statement in game 1.
With the Tahm Kench, it looks like. So they will have the Tahm Kench and Shen to at least face check for G2 when looking to contest and challenge some of these neutral objectives, but they don't really have a reliable... That's surprising because of how you can use the Camille W to be obnoxious. Rascal has the stun. Oh, but another engaged bot lane.
Life ignited. Mickey looking for the acquired taste. Life is ticking down, but he will be able to survive. Mickey ticking away as well. Perks does have heal in this matchup. Here's Jankos on his way down as well, and Life, of course, has no flash. There's the heal. They try and get Life out, but watch out, Eat Life. Perks, Zenith bladed on. Life survives. Jankos unable to take the kill. That's a double for Ruler in the bottom lane, in the top lane. Rascal kills Wonder. Wonder kills him in response. Ruler will fall to Jankos, but what an incredible play from Gen G.
Everything comes...
Wonder is trading here in the top lane once again. Rascal looking for the knockup. There it is. Wonder forced back. Jankos on his way. Rascal, remember, he's got no flash, he's got no hook shot, and the chase is on. Watch out as Jankos dives forward. Teleport coming in. Jankos looking for the kill, but can't quite get Rascal. In the end, he gets him. Blossoming Blows will get the kill. BDD chasing with the TP, has a stun card locked in, will flash forward, and Jankos goes down for his trade, but Caps is having none of this. He wants a little bit more of an action. BDD, no flash, no way to get away. Is Wonder coming in as well. There's the taunt alongside the stun. BDD falls.
Whew. Okay, so a lot more action in this early. He's just hit level 6. He's roaming bot, and he's looking for a gank.
Caps looking to try and join them, but he can't get in there in time. Mickey already down as Ruler takes the kill. BDD will fall as well. Caps didn't steal away the Destiny. Now, Ruler is getting chased down just a little bit. Life can look for the re-engage. 6-second cooldown on that stun.
Okay, 3v3 in the bot side, more action medic.
He has the hijack. Perks trying to step forward. Cleared in the right place to pounce. Out of the jungle, can come in. Enchanted Crystal Arrow's been stolen away, and they've already locked up Ruler, and now Cleared is next on the menu. The arrow's still available here for Caps if he wants to land the stun. Gets it immediately. Swell Seed's going to follow it up, but no level 6 yet for Jankos. The dive is available, but G2 decide against it for the moment. They are distracted
I don't think they do, medic.
by the minions. Life able to dodge to the side, but the tongue lash comes out onto Clint, who gets caught with the abduct. Life underneath the tower, still getting chased down here by Caps, who decides he doesn't need to sacrifice. Not being forced underneath his tower regularly. You can see, in fact, Life has decided to come up here to join the rest of Gen G on the Rift Herald. Clint diving in, Jankos just able to survive, gets hit with a final spear as Clint takes him down. Jankos will look for a Swirl Seed. Chucks it out, misses Life and Ruler straight through the uprights, and Clid should just be able to take this dragon. Jankos stepping forward, but at Worlds groups. Whereas Gen G consistently go for them, and now Gen G look for a fight in the mid lane, but Mickey is here and Perks is here, and Clid is no longer. He's gone back to the fountain. BDD tries to flash away, but there's no escape. The Solar Flare! Stopwatch from BDD underneath the tower. Perks looking for the fourth shot, will get it. Rascal comes in from the side. The arrow's going to land from downtown as well. Solar Flare stolen away there by Caps as Life looks for the re-engage. Ruler stepping forward. There's a stun, and now Ruler's been put to sleep. Underneath the tower, he is dozing off, and Jankos will happily accept that kill. Rascal able to survive as 2 players from
G2 that's coming out ahead in the kills.
As Gen G looking for the pick. Rascal trading onto Perks here in the bottom lane. Mickey actually had to flash forward. Deadly Flourish does not connect the Swirl Seed. It was wide as well. Curtain calls have been brought down, but the trigonometry not working in Perks' favor as he couldn't quite find the angle. Jankos still on the chase. Hook shots should just allow Rascal to escape.
Jankos' ultimate also still on cooldown. Wonder, I think he's going to die here.
4v1. It's not a fair fight as Wonder's locked underneath this top lane tower, puts down the Spirit's Refuge. Now he's going to try and get away, goes in with the taunt, lands it onto BDD. Wonder locked up with the Solar Flare, and the kill goes over to Clint.
Wow, so there was no way that he was getting out of that situation, so instead he just wanted to stall for as long as he could. Maybe he thought he could outplay.
Mobility of Nidalee through the jungle, and that's what Gen.G will be looking to do. Jankos is going to equalize the Dragon score here. The Ocean Drake goes down. It's another Infernal Soul, Vedi. Too many wards. I think there's one just around where the Razor Beaks would be, but already they're looking for perks. The Solar Flare comes down. Mickey still has the Devour here. Cleared with a spear from long range. Teleport coming in from G2 as they try and join the fray. That's Destiny from BDD. Life a little bit overextended. The rest of his team not there to help him. Life shut down by the Jhin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth finds its mark. Clid goes golden, but he goes down as well. Caps is unstoppable, and G2 collapse on the play from Gen.G.
Caps with the great predict on the flash from Clid, uses his Q over the wall so that when Clid flashes over, Caps is actually able to get the execute. He still has the Ash arrow. He's looking for a pick, and he's found Rascal.
What is that damage from the Kingslayer in the arrow? Rascal locked out of the hook shot. Won't go down as a chain lash will not follow him over the wall, but G2 already coming up trumps in this game. There's the Tom Kens trying to get onto a Ruler who uses the blast cone to escape. The mid lane tower falls. And it was just even goals going for the flank. Who's he looking for? It's got to be Perkz. Perkz still has the flash though. The sleep goes down and Rascal hook shot, wall dives and dies to Jankos. The red smite, blue smite doing his work there as Jankos gets the kill. Now they're still on the chase. BDD has to flash away. Caps with 22 stacks just needs to land. A single left up to the dives underneath the tower and Clid is already down. Devour will spit Caps out and Wonder tanking up the flurry of arrows that comes out of the Ash. G2 are going to turn and burn.
BDD currently in the mid lane, so it looks like he's going to be safe for now.
But if you're Gen.G, you actually get into a really tricky spot here. Because the hope would be that you can kind of split the map up. You can have Rascal. If he ever oversteps, he's just going to get deleted. And you can see they're having to move Life down towards this bottom lane as well, which leaves you undermanned on the
combo. And so far, they've done a great job. And as you say, Caps is now strong enough where he can just go for this 1v1.
Flashes in with the Hexa Ultimatum. He's going to lock Rascal down in the cage. Counter used as Wonder comes in with the Stand United. That's already one kill to G2. Rascal unable to get away, and now 5 members strong. G2 could look to push in. This is Cannon Wave, only Ruler cleared Life here. BDD does have TP, he's going to back first, but this Inhibitor Tower might be forfeit for the time it takes Gen.G to get back on the map. Inhibitor Tower goes down, Perkz stepping forward once again. BDD locking in the gold card, looking for a man to catch. The Inhibitor Tower, they're trying to burn Ruler's flash here, but he can just step behind Clid and Life. Didn't find the mark as well, so it only hits onto Clid, but look at the damage from Perkz. The Sleep's going to come out. BDD on the backside of this fight. The Devour used onto Perkz. He's going to have to try and get away because here comes Rascal. No ultimate on the Camille, but Mickey the first target, using the thick skin trying to survive. He manages to, even through the Ignite. Now Life is down and Jankos stepping forward. The Sleep's already been used, but Ruler being chased off. The arrow goes wide. Almost sniped by his own shot there, but couldn't quite hit it. BDD torn it underneath the towers. Wonder flashes forward. Perkz goes in with the final shot. And it will.
At this point in the game, instead just going to catch waves, look to reset. They may even catch Rascal out here.
Rascal underneath the tower, watch out as Clid comes in as well, but Rascal's actually almost dead as Perkz just steps forward. That was just bad from Rascal. You're greeding for a single tower. That's 40 seconds that your team doesn't.
What a monster performance from the man in the mid lane as G2 looks to continue this snowball. I'm kind of just like, I'm thinking more about it. I'm really impressed with the preparation. The Tom Kench mitigates the pick potential. Tom Kench is also tanking up a lot, and then Wonder's able to join. Oh, hang on.
Mickey's been caught out. BDD going on the chase here onto Wonder. Jankos trying to join the fray as Caps not able to join this fight yet. You can see Jankos almost down. Life on the front lines. Going to get slept, but he can use the Gargoyle Stoneplate to heal himself back up. Now it's a great fight for Gen.G as they push forward, but the Solar Flare finds 3 on the backline. Is a double for Caps and the curtains have opened. And perhaps this is the encore that Perkz was looking for. BDD sniped down a triple for Caps. Add more pages to the book as the Medjai's Soul Stealer is all the way up to 25.
I think that was a Leona ultimate, but with all the AP of
Yes, it was! The power of 1,000 suns!
And Caps just blows up the backline. Wow, okay, so what was a terrible fight for G2 ends up being swung off the back of Caps' beautiful play there. The Death Cap coming in clutch, and like you can see that Gen.G, I understand more why they're trying to go for these fights. Like you can
and the start of that fight was so good.
Yeah, and the late game Silas.
Yep. And now with this Red Bull Baron power play, G2 continue to take down at structures. Solar Flare's going to hit on towards the backline. That's Perkz caught out, but you can see Life almost down before he can even get out of the fight. Ignite ticking on Caps, uses the stopwatch to dodge the spear. He's going to come back up, and with the ammo, oh my god! Oh, that is disgusting! That is the most illegal arrow I have ever seen. Clid dives in, Rascal dives in, but they're already done, and Caps is still alive, and he's almost back up to full HP. Ruler, the last man standing, and what a fated end it is for Gen.G as he goes down. Another triple for Caps, and G2 against their own composition, slap it right back in Gen.G's face. This has been once again a demolition from the LEC #1 seed as they go 2-0 up versus Gen.G.
Collapse is here to play, Medic, and what?
Both sides, Yamato, what is your final judgment on the draft on both sides?
Honestly, I like what Gen.G brought to the table. I think with the Twisted Fate and the Kindred, I think locking in Silas and Renekton.
It's been spotted out on a ward. We are getting towards that level 6 mark that you talked about, Bedias. BDD 5 at the moment. Life going in. Here's the TB, and Life maybe overstep, flashes away, but the teleport coming in from Gabs looks for the chase, dives forward, can't quite get the damage. The thick skin comes out from Life, but Life hit with a dancing grenade, and G2.
Mickey now roaming with Caps, already looking for a dive in the top lane. Twisted Fate ult to answer.
Destiny coming out, TP as well. Gen.G gonna get dived underneath the tower. Rascal's already down, Mickey takes the kill, but Life is here, Clid is here. Wonder trying to get away. It's a 3v2 in favor of G2 right now, but Gen.G are answering back. Mickey stunned up. We'll have the battle dance, still stunned with the gold card. BDD on the chase. Gen.G still trying to push forward here as they TP in. Caps dives back into the fight. Life eats up Clid. Wonder's gonna flash away. Slice and Dice won't get him the range that he needs, and Rascal's actually looking for both of them at the same time. The stun card connects onto Wonder, and Gen.G will get a kill.
So we just talked about it. No teleports, no Destiny.
That control ward was outside of the bush, so they don't know that Jankos is waiting, and Caps comes in with a Destiny of his own. He has a date with the semi-finals, and G2 take 2 in the bottom lane.
Oh my, Medic, he does not spot him out. I think the TP from Wonder wasn't really necessary, but hey, he wants to get involved in the action as well. I think he also recognizes that he is on the weak side of the match between the 280 carries. Perks already well on his way to the Storm Razor. Now G2 found another skirmish.
Here's the Destiny though, and Jankos and Wonder need to get out of this because the stun card from BDD locks up Wonder. The Dominus has been popped. Clint still has the Lamb's Respite, and now Gen.G are going to turn onto Jankos, who tries to dash away. Caps coming in. Stun card once again from BDD. The Stormbringer comes down onto the face of Jankos, and that's 2 quick kills for Gen.G. They're looking for more of his. Caps tries to trade in a 3v1. He's stolen away a Lamb's Respite of his own. Will pop it down immediately, but look at the healing this is giving over to Gen.G as well. Caps in a 1v3 can do nothing. Gen.G find 3 in the bottom river.
Really ever gone for it, and they've avoided fighting Gen.G as much as possible, but might not get that opportunity. Is
Gold card coming out with the charm, unable to find BDD. Clid now diving in. He's charmed immediately. Lamb's Respite comes down just in time. Clid able to save his life. BDD going in with the stun card once again onto Jankos, but Clid, look at how low he is. Wonder slices and dices up Gen.G. 2 quick kills to G2, and Rascal is running for the hills, but the Stormbringer is brought down.
and it's Clid that gets caught out, and at the moment it looks like he's about to get away. The Crocodile comes in from down south and tears them apart. Caps almost loses his life, but he is dancing on the edge of death as Ruler is looking to get something back for Gen.G. That gold lead once again mounts for G2. They'll secure the second Drake. They'll secure the mid-tier 1. And G2 looking to continue that title of being the LCK killers. 3k gold lead now, looking to 3-0. Still a long way left to end out this game, but they are looking dominant.
12
from the flank. The last tick of the charm from Mickey catches Clid out, and then the positioning of BDD is very awkward. He realizes the Rascal's coming in, but this is the important part. Wonder on the flank. Like, Gen.G were just uncoordinated, and huge props to Mickey for fighting
Clid's
that
out
pick.
again.
Clid is caught once more. Caps gets himself to invest their own vision in order to just clear this out, which gives G2 full control over the river.
Oh, Perk's caught out here as Life goes forward. Destiny coming in. Gen.G have found their opportunity, but the Captain Jack from Perks gets him out alive, and Mickey dives in with the quickness to save his AD carry. Jankos now on the front line as the curtains come in. Lamb's Respite used by Clid, but he has been abandoned by his team. Flashes over the wall, but Wonder will slice and dice him up for dinner. G2 get another
into this game, but Mickey keeps doing Mickey X things. How does he find these windows to keep his AD carry alive? The
BDD looking up towards the top lane. Jankos gonna spot him. Caps dives in the smoke screen. BDD just had no opportunity, had no knowledge that anyone was waiting. Pushing in the top lane, working as a duo. What we have lacked from Gen.G, we have seen from G2, that ability to create anything else. Life, once again, stepping forward. There's the knock-up. Smokescreen's been used by Jankos already, and Life is chunked down to half HP. Deadly Flourish is going to connect as well as G2 look to push in, gain this mid-pressure. Look at the TP behind them. The Rascal on a great flank position here in Gen.G. They want the fight right now. BDD with the Destiny will get away. And perhaps they've caught out Perks on the back line. But here comes Mickey once again. Stormbringer in from Rascal. Takes one. Mickey's going to fall shortly after he dances back. Rascal gets a double. The Volley Bear ripping G2 G2 asunder with his claws. That's 3 for Rascal, and Gen G have found the fight they were looking for. Counts would have to do something incredible to turn this one around as Wonder dives in. Counts can't get in there as well. That's 4 for Gen G. And then you said it might be their last fight of the tournament. Well, they are darn well fighting back.
They certainly are, Medic. Beautiful team fight for Gen G. 5 members still alive with only Caps left standing. He's a good player, but I don't know if he can 1v5 this. There's no ultimates left to steal. Ruler's going to keep him zoned out of the pit. No TPs left available. He's going to have to go back to base. Gen G are not out of worlds just yet.
With the Baron secure, Gen G will equalize that.
G2 Esports, and Gen G do not want to give it up. Ruler is getting stronger. He was one of the stars that we talked about that needed to step up, and he's doing just that. Both teams looking at each other dead in the eye.
Tries to dive in, can't land onto Rascal. Walks out, the control ward cleared. Caps spotted with the Destiny. BDD still pushing in mid. Caps alone towards the back of the pit. The Destiny comes in for BDD, and Caps is on the blast cone, tries to get over the wall, just about survives. Gen G collapse, and now the Inferno dragging the target. Click's gonna dive in. There's the quickness, the Stormbringer. Gen G looking to turn this fight around as they go for the Inferno, but it's taken by Jankos, it's taken by G2, and they'll take a kill to top it off. Wonder down, Rascal down, the TP coming in from Caps as Gen G on the wrong side of the rift. Here comes Caps, GLP for the slow, cleared. BDD locks in the stun card and smashes it straight at Caps. And now Gen G backing away once again. There's an Infernal Soul ticking away on G2. Ruler, full HP, almost full mana. Caps uses the Lamb's Respite, trying to hit him up, but Perks flashes forward and snipes out cleared, and that's no Lamb's Respite. Up for Gen G. Caps goes golden, Ruler still alive though, diving in. He jumps away, he flashes the wall. BDD able to flash away as well, and Ruler's doing so much work in this fight. He's holding, kicking and screaming as G2 try and knock Gen G out of world.
Caught out.
Oh, there's a fight, there's a fight, there's a fight. Bring us back to the action. Rascal devoured up. Life maybe overstepped here. Wonder diving in, look for clear, looking for Rascal. Can't quite find them. Sorelli is used by G2. The curtains are opened. And G2 are looking for the final act of this play. Stormbringer in from Caps, destroys the turret and dives back in. Kingslayer's going to keep him alive for the moment, but look at the damage that Ruler can do already. 3 down. G2 rip Gen G asunder. And now they are looking for the win. Infernal Soul still on them. The inhibitor tower down. And amongst the wrecks of the LEC, amongst the wrecks of the LCS, G2 stand tall for the West. They are carrying the hopes of Europe on their shoulders. They are looking to be the LCK killers once again. Ruler and Clid have to do something miraculous to defend. It looks like G2 will back away. The minions cleared out. And for the moment, G2 will retreat.
With Ruler still alive, and perhaps the re-engage from Gen G. They're going in.
Rushes forward, exhaust Perks. Click gets knocked up. Jankos trying to do what he can. Ruler still doing some damage. Wonder. Blast goes in. Looks for Ruler. Can't get the stun. Does get the stun. Still dead before he can slice and dice his way through the enemy AD carry. And now Gen G are TPing in. They're looking for more. They're looking for the TPs. The BDD coming in from the back. Jankos forced away. Gen G, Rascal flashes forward straight in. Mickey trying to survive. BDD gets the shutdown on Perks. Mickey's going to dive back onto Jankos. Where is Caps? You always have to look for him in a fight like this. He's looking for the flank position. Rascal still stepping forward. Caps has a flank. Who's he looking for? Ruler's alive. Stormbringer used by Rascal. Dives in, but he doesn't get the tower deactivated.
Another huge fight. You're going to need your voice for it. Gen G, they're going to secure themselves the mid-tier 2. Things are starting to calm down a little bit as the tension starts to rise once more. Top and bot pushing in favor of G2. G2 just have to wait, but they're not going to. They're going to go in.
Mickey BDD's almost dead already. The Devour comes out as Life tries to keep him alive. Rascal trying to get onto the backline. The Ram's Respite used by Life. Rascal dived on. Quickness being used as well. Rascal doesn't have anyone to help him. Doesn't have anywhere to go. He's down. Caps used the Ram's Respite to keep himself alive. Jankos on the chase. Clid has died. Life has died. G2 have done it. Gen G, unless Ruler and BDD can pull a rabbit out of a hat, they are done. The deadly flourish connects. BDD goes down. G2 4 for none, and now they're pushing for the win.
Only Ruler is left standing to keep the hopes of Gen G alive. The star of this team has the weight of his team on his back, and I don't know if he can do it. He's going to TP back into the base, but he's 1 versus 5. I don't know if he can hold the line. G2 looking to end.
G2, they don't want Ruler to survive, and he will fall. Life up in 5, but it's too little too late. G2 will carry the hopes of the West into the semi-finals. They will carry the hopes of Europe into a showdown against Down One Gaming after they're done demolishing Gen G on their fountain.
G2
got the better one.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll also call you in throughout the day with it to see what you have to say about the games as they unfold. So stick around. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Love you.
Okay, well, we'll see what did later. And let's get into it then. G2 versus the LCK team of Gen G. And G2 is now the final EU hope at the World Championship. And when it comes to their track record versus LCK specifically last year in this roster, they are 12-6 across MSI and the World Championship. So that goes in their favor. But, you know, that's not the only thing it comes down to, because teams evolve, and the LCK teams have definitely evolved since last year.
Definitely, we can use that as a reference point, because I think G2, they're looking at the game almost like a Rubik's Cube. I think if they're given enough time, they can solve most puzzles. I think usually they find some intricate, delicate way to play the map out so that you look at it and you're like, wow, this is very innovative. But I think everything has kind of shifted. I feel like the meta is in a different place, and this strength that G2 had is something that is tough to correlate with what's going on today.
That's true, and you don't know how it's going to pan out. As is tradition, Wonder also sent out a prediction tweet, and I think we have it, so let's take a look. Are we playing today? I thought it was next week against Damwon. That's very on brand for Wonder and for G2, right? And it was also caught up in the video. Well, they're a bit cocky on Twitter. Would be a shock if we beat them 3-0.
Yeah, I love the memes, but like Yamato said, they're kind of like Rubik's Cube. They have two ways of either taking you down in general against these LCK teams, and the creativity either comes from the draft, which we saw last year with the Pike and stuff, and it catches teams off guard, or it comes from the gameplay itself, the play styles. Either they're doing crazy map movements that you don't expect, they're going for fights that you wouldn't expect them to take as well, and it catches you off guard, especially if you're not ready to answer those plays, like some of the LCK teams have in the past couple of years.
And one of the big questions is, how will G2 look in the best of fives compared to the group stage? As a reminder, there were similar concerns last year, even after the MSI group stage as well as Worlds, that they didn't look as crisp and they had a lot of figuring out to do. What is the expectation with a week of rest, with what we know from G2's best of five history in terms of how they will have improved coming into this knockout stage?
I think the key question is, like for me, if I compare this G2 to last year, I feel like they had some clear edges over everyone else. They had innovation as an advantage. They were leaders in terms of what is played, but now in the group stage we saw they struggled to play the current meta. I think now in the current state of things, the idea of innovation is something that every team explores. I think this is something that G2 brought to the table, but every team has adapted. And looking at current year's world of meta, I think, you know, looking at the farming junglers and so forth, G2 need to find their true identity, I feel.
I think G2 was the first team that kind of brought that innovation to Europe. You know, you saw Mad Lions do it this year. I think G2 were the ones who started last year. Even yesterday with Fnatic, you saw some innovation, right? The Singed into Aura and the Vel'Koz pick. One worked a bit better than the other one did, but in general, G2 are kind of like this staple for innovation in Europe. And if they've had a week of practice and they feel like the meta is not suited to them, like we've seen without the playstyles throughout the top side, then maybe they found something that can round it out a bit more to make it easier for them.
And I hear you bringing up the jungle, and that's quite a question mark for me as well. Yamato, what do we have to see out of G2 and how they play with Jankos, or the other way around today?
I think the quick question is just, what are they going to commit to? We saw them play the style with the Volibear, and that looked like a classic, of course, G2 game where they just dominated Team Liquid by isolating that bottom side, which is something that could work against a ruler too. You know, just ruler rules, you just keep tackling him, kind of like Michael Jordan rules. You know, it's like that idea, maybe that works. But the question is, maybe the meta is just too strong and just something that you can't shy away from. Maybe with some jungle bans, maybe you can put yourself in that position, but it's a big question mark. It's just a question of what did G2 decide on.
Yeah, and I think that in general, when it comes to jungle, you either draft it for yourself or for your team, right? So if you draft something like the Nidalee, you need setup, or the Lilia, you need some setup in the top side, in the mid, set mid, Renekton top, things like this. But the problem is we've seen Jankos kind of struggle with the Nidalee, with the Graves. Maybe he's brought more confidence coming into this week, but I feel like if he wants to default back to the set Volibear, Lee Sin, stuff like this, it's not Lee Sin KW. It's not really the meta for him right now, I think, because the only real early game jungler we saw is Jarvan yesterday. Apart from that, it's basically farming or playmaking junglers.
Yamato, do you think that the meta is less bendable from a G2 perspective than it was last year? And is that going to be something that can limit them? Or do you think they just don't have the same confidence and depth that they did previous year?
It's such a
It's hard to say.
It's a tough question to answer because it's like it's not bendable until it isn't, right?
Yeah.
It's like I can sit here with my ideas and have some expectations, but then all of a sudden someone brings something to the table and that breaks everything. You know, it's kind of similar in the past. I remember this beautiful misfortune support pick that came out of nowhere and that just reshaped bot lane completely. So maybe there's something that I don't know about that can happen. But I doubt it because, you know, already we've seen a lot of unique champions played already.
Yeah, the misfortune is an apt comparison for the match we have at hand today. So let's talk about Gen G. Out of what we saw in the group stage, we heard it there from Wadid as well. It's all about the bot lane. Ruler is playing so incredibly well. But what else do you think we need to see out of them for them to have the best chances in this best of 5?
Well, I think they've shown different play styles throughout the group stage, which I like. They play through mid a lot, which is definitely one of the key things in this meta. And I think if you look at their games against Fnatic in the best of 1s, they dove top with the Renekton Nidalee. They got the Malphite shut down. But then they also dove bot in the early game using Rascal's TP. 7 to 8 minutes against LGD, they were diving bot. So I think Ruler is definitely the win condition. Playing towards mid into bot, mid into top is the playstyle of the meta right now, but obviously bot has a lot more impact. And if you've got a player like Ruler down there, then just right-click bot on cooldown.
I feel like when I look at Gen G and when we're preparing against Gen G, what every LCK team thought coming into a best of 3 against them was we need to find ways to make sure that bot lane isn't in a position to carry. Because the Gen G, the classic game that they love to play is when they go mid into bottom, get that dive, Ruler takes control over the game. I think the RNG comparison was very, very apt from, of course, Wadid. It's also perfect that he says it because he figured it out. Maybe we'll see some Heimerding it today. All in all, I feel like Gen G, when they are hammering home on this identity mid into bottom, I feel like they can compete against the best teams in this tournament. But in group stage, they had some Nidalee picks, and Nidalee wants to play into top side with the Renekton and Volibear. The question is, Gen G, are they following the meta too much, or should they really hammer home their own strengths?
And I think the way to do that all comes down to the draft. You have to draft a winning mid-jungle 2v2. We saw it yesterday with top Esports versus Fnatic. If you can get the better mid-jungle 2v2 and control the bot side of the map from mid, then you can always have impact towards bot first because they have to play safe, drop waves. So I need to see them get a good mid-jungle draft, and after that, you need a pushing bot.
Wadid brought it up there that there has been some question marks also in Korea about BDD specifically, who was very hyped coming to this World Championship. But as we've seen with a lot of mid laners, it's not necessarily a meta for anything you'd want to do, and you need to have a specific role rather on your team. Caps on the other side, he is a mid laner that doesn't have good laning stats. I mean, he actually never does, but what he does do well is move around the map and make sure he gets the advantages elsewhere. This is, of course, from last year.
Yeah, this is what I love about Caps. This is from last year in their best 5 against Damwon. He doesn't care what kind of matchup he's in. He's always going to roam, and I feel like whether he has a winning matchup or even like a scaling matchup, he wants to drop waves, roam. You can see it on the numbers. He has one of the lowest CS differences of 15 out of all the players in this tournament. So he's dropping waves, he's roaming around the map, and I think that kind of comes back to the meta, which kind of suits that right now. We see the Echo roaming down a lot. He's been playing things like the Jace, the Galio, the TF. So all these champs basically want to push and roam or give up waves and roam.
I think that's the exciting contrast between BDD and Caps. I think if BDD gets to play these matchups like the Orianna into the Azir or a Syndra into Orianna or the Echo into Syndra, any of these matchups that BDD is known for, and you get to see him play those out, he is clinical. I watched him in scrims play against Fate, and Fate was telling me, my goodness, he is playing like a robot. He doesn't make any missteps in lane, but when the game tends to get a little bit crazy, that is where Gen G might slip and fall sometimes.
Yeah, I think mage versus mage would be really beneficial for Gen G, not only because of BDD's playstyle, but it also Caps. We have seen a Syndra. It wasn't the greatest Syndra, but in general, he's known for his Syndra in LEC. His Orianna was kind of carrying games for G2 as well. So it's not something Caps isn't comfortable in. I'm sure Caps can easily match him there, perhaps even win it in the matchup. But I feel like Caps needs to help his team because looking at the other points we talked about, like the struggles in the jungle, perhaps making sure they can shut down Ruler, they need this roaming mid to help basically unlock everything else.
When you look at the teams and kind of their playstyles and their damage profiles on G2, we've seen kind of everyone be able to step up and deal the damage for the team and end up carrying if needed, even Mickey, right? And for Gen G, it is very much focused on Ruler, regardless if they do also invest in Rascal sometimes in the early game. It all comes down to this man. And I want to just know how much a might of someone who is so strong in the bot lane will define the entire series, because everything will go around or shutting him down or ganking towards bot or trying to leave him on an island or whatnot. How is this particular player going to shape this best of 5?
I feel like if we take inspiration from yesterday, we saw a clear contrast when an AD carry was stepping up, Reckless or Jackie Love. I think Ruler is at a similar level. I think he can be the difference. I think if Gen G is going to hammer it home and take it home, I think it's going to be through Ruler, because when he gets an advantage, he never lets go. I've been in that position myself, and it's rough. he just kind of grabs the game and slowly chokes it out, because when Gen G looked the most dangerous, ruler advantage, and then they just play with clinical precision. If you want to have like a classic comparison just to solidify the idea of Gen G, they would be like the classic LCK team that play very, very precise League of Legends.
Yeah, and I think that all comes down to not making mistakes. I mean, you saw Ruler stats before. He's through the roof on the stats, and I think that if you look at Ruler in general, he likes the Ashe, he likes the Jhin, he likes things like the Kalista as well. Yes, we've seen some Senna games, but when I think of Ruler, I think of this hyper carry, right? He's going to get his couple items, he's going to stomp you in the late game team fights. We saw the Aphelios in group stage against Fnatic. They 2v2 killed them at around minute 4, minute 5, so that was kind of crazy when you're playing such a scaling champ, and he can take these champs, push them to their limits in the lane phase, and then just carry in the team fights.
Yeah, that he can. And I think when we look at the bot lane, we know that's going to be a huge opportunity for Gen G, but there is someone else in the bot lane on the other side who could make something happen. The Mickey X Factor is what it's dubbed here, but he has been, for me, the standout player of G2 in this group stage. The question is, how can you now relay that into a best of 5 and make sure that your influence is felt in all of those games?
I feel like G2's strength coming into this is just how they create situations where all 5 of them are involved. I think in isolated 2v2s, isolated 1v1s, I think this is where they might have a disadvantage. I think when they begin to roam into mid, all of a sudden they get prior 3v3 together into the bottom side, I think this is where